Hey guys, hope you're having an amazing day. I am joining you from California today, so my background is a little bit different, but I wanted to share a few really valuable tips for you, and that is on how to improve your copywriting or content marketing. So these are free tips. They're things that you can use to get started right away and try them out. And the other great part is no matter where you're at in your writing career, whether you're beginning, whether you're proficient, I've used these at all different stages and they always give me something valuable to realize about my own writing. So I think you're going to get a lot out of them. All right. So the first one would be to become a better writer. You want to become a more avid reader. Here's why. So it's kind of like if you give a speech and you watch yourself back, you start to realize certain things that you do that you wouldn't have when you were speaking. So maybe you realize that you say a lot or maybe you talked really, really fast. I'm starting to think maybe I'm doing some of these things now. But basically, when you read other writers' work, it kind of functions like that. It almost holds up this mirror to your own writing. And it shows you things that maybe you're doing really well. It gives you ideas for things you could improve. It shows you what doesn't work at all that you don't want to mirror in your own writing. And so this works across all genres. So if you're a nonfiction writer, you don't have to just write nonfiction or read nonfiction. If you are a fiction writer, you don't have to just read fiction. You can really consider reading as research for whatever kind of writer you are, because each different genre and type is going to give you different ideas. So, for example, one of the things that I want to do one day is write a book. And so right now I'm paying a lot more attention as I'm reading other books to see how the author structured their chapters. And I find that in some, the author will start with a story, and then out of that story comes a lesson or a nugget of wisdom that they will then spend the rest of the chapter talking about and making more practical for the reader. In other books, it's a month of action items, and then there's the background on why, and it's really just short, digestible little chapters. So in reading, I'm getting ideas for my own writing. And the same can be true for you, whether you like to read magazines or articles or blog posts or nonfiction, fiction books, history, whatever it is. Really just lean into that and consider it as part of your craft of becoming a better writer. Better readers make better writers. So even if you don't feel like writing something today, just read something and it will function and just give you some inspiration just the same. I can't tell you how many times that I've seen a blog post or something done a certain way and been like, oh, that's so interesting. That worked so well to capture my attention. I think I'll do that too. Or try it, right? The second thing that I would offer to you would be to check out the free plugins out there. Technology makes it so much easier these days to download a plugin to your browser, Chrome, whatever you're using, and then be able to learn from that plugin. So a few that come to mind would be Grammarly or Hemingway. Those are both plugins that you can use to basically they'll read and edit your writing and they'll add suggestions. So Grammarly will be like, hey, are you sure you want to have this here? Maybe this is a better word. Or Hemingway is great because it goes a step further and it even says, you've used a lot of really complicated sentences. Do you want to break these up into shorter ones? Or you're using a lot of adverbs here that aren't adding a ton of value. Maybe let's remove it. Things like that that go even deeper. And it's not so much having a crutch or something that edits your work or changes your voice, but it's really having something that's teaching you. Because every time I see that I have 10 really complicated sentences in a blog post, it teaches me to think through that lens the next time and to say, am I getting like a little long-winded here? Is there a way to say this in 2 sentences instead of 1? Is there a way to say this in 5 words instead of 25? Is there a way to choose just more direct action-oriented verbs versus the ones that I'm more comfortable using all the time? And so Grammarly or Hemingway are really, really great for that. And, you can just add them on and whatever you write, make your settings, but they can go through and they can teach you how to become a better writer because they're reading and scanning your work and offering those suggestions. Okay, so that's the second one. I'd say first one is just read a lot. That'll help you. And then the second one would be to add on a plugin of some kind, Grammarly, Hemingway, etc., and that will really teach you what these programs are looking for and how to write in a really accessible way that maybe you haven't done so far, and you'll continually improve from that. The third thing I'd say, which is similar to reading, but I think it's a little different, is observing, like really being like a student, a consumer of marketing. So now when I get an email in my inbox, I'll look at it and I will look with that marketer's lens and that writer's lens, and I'll think, this subject line, what makes me want to open that email, or what makes me send that to the trash bin? Because once you start to see that over and over again and you start to see those patterns, you'll be able to write in that way. And you'll be able to kind of add this stockpile of tools you can use, strategies, tactics that you can use to then create more openable emails or more digestible emails. So the opening the email is just one suggestion. But if you want to then not only have it be like, what's the subject line that gets you to open it, check out the actual layout of the emails and see which emails then make you want to click. Which ones actually make you want to click that buy now or download link? Is it that they included images? Is it that the text was really short and to the point? Or is it that it was a long story but it really touched you? So there's so many things you can take this further with. Are the colors bright? Was the call to action button flashing? Was it really big font? Was it small but the color was strong? Like, were there arrows pointing to it? Was there a GIF? Like, there's so many things that you can really drill down to. But this is what starts to make you a better writer and a better marketer as well. And honestly, just a better business person, is starting to look with that lens of what's getting me to open, what's making me curious here, and how can I start to create this library of ways that I can do the same with my audience and at least test it, because everyone will be different, right? But I would do that with blog posts. So check out different headlines, see if subheadings make it just easier to read, see if adding videos or graphics really helps keep your interest. See which videos you even click on. Do they have a great thumbnail? Things like that. So all of that is going to almost take it a step beyond just being a reader, but instead becoming a consumer of content and seeing what resonates as that consumer and reader. So putting yourself almost in your audience's shoes. So those are things that I would look for. Obviously, if you want to learn with me, I have a program called Freelance to Freedom, which teaches you how to become a copywriter and content marketer, how to charge more premium rates, put together an amazing portfolio, and get clients. So it's kind of all the different pieces of building a business versus just learning the writing side. So you can take that really far as well. But even if that's not for you, I would say check out those 3 free tips first, which is 1, go ahead and become more of a reader. Give yourself credit anytime you read anything. Number 2 would be to add a free plugin and just learn through those. And number 3 would be to become a consumer, an observer, and a reader yourself of all the marketing content you can get your hands on. And remember, marketing content includes emails, it includes social media, it includes blogs, case studies, webinars. All of that plays into this bigger picture of things that you can write, you can offer your clients, and you can continually improve for your own audience and readers. I hope this is helpful. Leave a comment below about which favorite tip you had, and if you have any others to share with our audience, and I'll be back soon with more ideas to improve your writing and build a business and life you love. Talk soon.